the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all
Good
attendees
afternoon,
to hear
everyone.
you.
We will begin
This
in
system
about
will
5
notify
to
you
10
once you
minutes. I'm
begin your
allowing everybody to have
broadcast.
some
The
time to come
broadcast
to
is
the
now
webinar.
starting. All attendees
Thank
are
you.
in listen-only mode.
Please advise if you cannot hear me, send me a message and I will check into your connection. Once again, good afternoon to those who were not here when I first joined. My name is Adriana Alfonso. I'm with Health Family Insurance, and I will be going over our webinar today on how to create your Health Sherpa account, how to add the agency if you have not done so already, meaning if you have an existing account, how to be able to add to have us as your upline agency, and how to do an enrollment through Health Sherpa. As an advice, healthcare.gov was down for a few minutes about 10 minutes ago, and we will make sure if they're down that we can go over the full enrollment on our next webinar. So to create a new Health Sherpa account, you guys would have received an email like the one you're looking at right now. It should have come to your email. If you have not done so already, you may go ahead and send me an email to aalfonso@hfifl.com. I'll go ahead and write that in the chat, and we will go ahead and send you that email. We would regardless send it to everybody that has joined us today. So long as you're an appointed agent with Health Family Insurance, you will receive that invitation at the end of the webinar. So please bear with us. Wait to send me the email if you don't have it by the end of the day. So once you have received the invitation, if you can see the join code 0644, that's always going to be the join code for Health Family Insurance. So if you do have an existing agency, that is the code that you're going to use to be able to add to your existing account. And I will teach you how to go over that as well. So let's say you're a new agent. You are going to receive this invitation and you're going to sign up. Sorry, mine's is still trying to stay logged in. Make sure you're logged out if you're already on a current Health Sherpa, so it goes direct to just the sign up page. So let's click sign up one more time. And it's going to automatically put the email that I invited you to, and you're going to create a password, right? So we are going to put a standard password on here. You're going to put your information. This part is very important. In order to get EDE certified, and I'll go over what EDE is in a minute, you will have to put your information exactly as it appears on your credit report. So if you have 2 last names, if you have, for whatever reason, 2 first names, or make sure that you put the right phone number, the right email, the address that's linked to your credit report. No, this is not going to affect your credit, but as we all know, every single portal that we've opened so far through our health insurance career has gone through the IRS, and just that's how they verify your identity. So it's not gonna run points on your credit report or anything like that. So sometime during this creation, I am going to turn off the screen, so don't fret. This is only because I'm putting some personal information for this person in there, and obviously we don't want that out there. So you're going to put, if you have a company, meaning you have an agency, if you have a corporation, you can put that as the company name. You will still be linked to HFI, so you can do that as well. So this is one of those times I'm going to turn off the screen. So I'm just going to put this person's personal phone number. This is one of our employees, Joel Carrion. You guys can call him for anything you need, but obviously not to his personal phone number. So just 1 second. Once you've put in that phone number, now they're going to ask you, because I have sent over an invite to this person, it's automatically having him join an existing agency, which it's going to pre-populate that code on the next screen. Now, if you're trying to just have a solo account, you can do that as well, or a new agency account, you can create that. That doesn't necessarily mean you're an agency. It's just giving you kind of your name and to be able to market with your company name. If you're creating an agency account, please be aware that that might not be your best enrollment portal. You're always going to have to create and enroll a client that is tied back to a single agent, meaning whatever the name, last name, and NPN is on that account, that is what the customers are going to show under, regardless of if you do it directly through healthcare.gov and put a different NPN over there, it's still going to tie back to who this agent is. That's very important. So here I have joined. See how it's pre-populating our code. Continue one more time. Now here, you're going to add the carriers that you're appointed with. So in this case, for Joel, he's going to be licensed in Florida. Once you put Florida in there, you're going to pre-populate all the available options in Florida. I'm going to put Ambetter, Cigna, Molina, Oscar, and we do not offer any of the Florida Blue plans, but we do offer Ambetter, Cigna, Molina, Oscar, and Bright is still not showing on here. That does not mean that they will not be on the exchange. This is simply because it hasn't been completely updated for 2020. If you're going to add another state because maybe you have a non-resident license, you should not click continue. That's just going to take you to the next screen. However, if you do, it's okay. You can still fix this at any time. You can always go to your settings and correct your states and appointments. I always like to do everything right ahead. So for him, I'm going to add his Texas non-resident license, right? If you do not have a non-resident license and you're adding Texas in here, this does not mean you're going to get paid. This does not mean that you're licensed on here. This is simply you adding it because you internally know that you are licensed. Please do not assume just because you're adding Texas on here, it now means that you can sell in Texas or that you're going to get paid for these policies in Texas. You're not. You need to be licensed and appointed with each carrier that is available in that state in order to get paid. So now that I've added 2 states, I am going to continue. Now, what does this mean? So Health Sherpa does pay $50 referral for any application that you refer to them. So if you're not appointed in maybe Missouri or Illinois and you get a client from there, whether it's a referral from a friend or a healthcare.gov referral, you can leave it at yes. I always put no. The reason I do that is because if you did not click any carriers that you're appointed in the previous screen, whatever you submit that you did not click on is going to go in as a referral, right? Because they're assuming you don't have that appointment because you did not click it. So therefore, always put no here. And at any point, if you're going to do a referral, then go back and revise for that state. Otherwise, leave it at no. I am going to blank out the screen quickly, and I'm going to put this person's FFM username and NPN. 1 second. So we have added all his information. So once you click on everything that we put in there, all it asked us was your FFM username. Your FFM username is the name that you use when you log in to portal.cms.gov. Okay. And if you have any questions on your NPN, please send us an email before you create something that's incorrect, right? It's not going to let you get EDE certified if it's incorrect. It'll just let you know that it doesn't match. So that's important to know. You guys can keep writing questions. I will go over the questions towards the end. So now I am going to enable EDE. Right? Once again, it's going to be all your contact information. So therefore, I am going to blank out the screen, put in all his information. This is the same as if you were identifying or helping a client get his identification verified in CMS. So therefore, it's just your personal information, just like it shows on all your tax returns, on anything. When they're going to go verify your information for a credit card, it's going to be the same thing. So bear with me 1 second. Let's blank out the screen. Once you have put in your information, you're going to get your identity questions. It's going to ask you for a few of them pertaining to your personal identity. I'm going to answer this, blank the screen out so we can go on to the next screen. All right. So once you put in your personal information, you answer your questions, then it's going to ask you to verify your NPN and it's going to ask you to verify your date of birth. This does not mean that it's wrong. It's just so that you can have a second look before you submit. So once you've done that, he is now EDE certified. So see how he has the Get Started button here. Okay. And as I explained earlier, there is a healthcare.gov outage issue right now. There is a lot of work being done through healthcare.gov to be able to add the 2020 plans. So we will be seeing this on and off this week. I am going to click out of here. Okay. So once you go into your Health Sherpa portal, you're going to have these two buttons. So you're going to have Start Application, Search Marketplace, or Quote. It's very important that you guys add your clients from last year. So all your renewals, it's very important that you search the marketplace and add the clients in there. We can import the clients. However, when you import the clients, you still have to claim them EDE. So it's kind of like doing double the work. Now I'm importing, and then I still have to click on it. So it's much easier to look for a client one by one basis, which is pretty quick. I've had people do over 1,000 in one day. So it's not something that's slow. It's something you can get the hang of. It's very quick. All you need is the person's first name, last name, and date of birth. That's all you need to be able to add them, and just make sure that they're your clients. You cannot just add somebody that's not your client. You can get in trouble for doing that. Just like this year, you will get in trouble for going into the marketplace and looking at clients that do not belong to you. So if you have somebody that canceled 3 years ago, you cannot go and start looking at their profile to see what plan they have now, or to look for their phone number to call them this year. If they don't belong to you, they simply just do not belong to you any longer, and they're canceled. So unless the client reaches out or you're able to reach out to them, do not claim them until you have reached out, or unless they're active in your book of business. So you're going to have certain things here, just like Quote. You're going to have clients. So once you have added all your clients, they should come up here. Then you have leads. Something I want to touch base on. So let's say you're adding a client from last year, but you notice that the client does not show up in the client portal, in the client tab, but instead they show up on the lead tab. This means that this person is currently not active. They do not have they don't have an active plan. Yes, they have an application, but they do not have an active plan. For whatever reason it may be, they don't have an active plan. So therefore they're not a client, they're simply a lead, because they're not with an active plan. The only clients, that you will see on the client tab is somebody that's with a current plan, whether it's a canceled plan, but it's not something that has just maybe gotten canceled, or it's an active plan that maybe had some cancellations prior. You will see that in there. Some insights, that's just going to be kind of a report to see what you've done so far, how many submitted apps, leads, what you've sold, average plan premium. Referrals. So this is the referral tab where you can simply turn it back on if you need something, and it details exactly how to do this here. Okay. I'm not going to train on referral because this is not something that I want you guys to do. I want you guys to be as appointed as you can with everything that you can be appointed with, and get paid full commission. Associates. So you can apparently now, through Health Sherpa, if you invite some agents to use Health Sherpa and they use your link and they refer somebody, I believe they give you like $10. So that's up to you guys. Like I said, I don't recommend referrals. I want you guys to be appointed wherever you're selling. But if it does come down to that, then you guys know you have these options to do the marketing and your associate referrals. Those are not tabs that are very disassociates or referral tabs are not important to me. What's important to me is marketing, insights, leads, and clients. So in marketing, you're able to customize your account. What does this mean? So you see this direct link right here. So if you copy this and you can maybe send it to a client, let's see, you can go ahead and type the link, say, hello, Health Sherpa quote link, or you can say health insurance. There you go, because the client won't know what Health Sherpa is, of course. Health insurance. So you can go ahead and send that over to that client. Now this client is going to open this link, which will look exactly like this. And they're going to go straight to a quote. Now, you see how it's retaining Joel's NPN, phone number, all his information is being retained in here. So therefore, if the client quotes, what was that? I think that's my email. Oops. So now I'm going to be able to do as a client a full quote. What does this mean? That it's always going to be tied back to the NPN. Meaning if this client decides to enroll, that's going to be tied back to you as a client. So we do have sometimes those clients that want to enroll themselves. Maybe they're a little finicky about giving away their information, which is completely understandable. Then you would send them this link. You can maybe walk them through it, or you can allow them to do it on their own. And maybe you can service them the rest of the way once they've put in their information. This is not 2020, by the way. This is 2019, just keeping that in mind. Okay. So I'm not eligible to get an SEP. Okay. So if I put my email here, it's just going to send me a reminder to go ahead and enroll for 2020 coverage. In 2019, now that email is going to come with a reminder of who my agent is. That's also important. Health Sherpa is always attaching the agent to all the information they can legally do so. So don't forget, once you add a client and they become a lead, you'll go ahead and get an email and you'll be able to see the client lead, and you'll be able to see if somebody maybe added, I don't know, something changed. You'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to kind of keep up with everything you've added on your own. Or if you have somebody working for you that's helping you add all your clients on there, you'll be able to see that they're working, and your email box will be pretty full. Now, because healthcare.gov is down, I'm not sure I'm able to go and actually start an application, but maybe I can go ahead and fetch one, which I will show you guys how to do. Right after I show you guys how to add an agency to an existing Health Sherpa account. So let's say this was an existing account. I will go ahead right here on settings. I can change my password. I can change lots of things here. And right here, I would be able to add an agency if I haven't joined one already. You can also turn on the automatic payments. So if it's EDE enable applications, they will fetch the effectuation status in order to determine when to stop sending the payment emails, which is really nice. This means that if the client made a payment, if the client submitted their documentation, they'll stop sending them reminders. If they have not, you're able to set up to send them reminders from Health Sherpa, or Health Sherpa, you can set them up to do it on their own, especially for payments. So let's go back to marketing really quick. A few more things I want to show you guys. You can change your company name. You can change your phone number. You can add your logo. So if you want to have a logo on there that's pertaining to what your agency is, or maybe your corporation, or you want to brand yourself, whether it's through the digital world or social media, you can do so as well. There's different palettes, so you can choose whatever color you want. You can put a custom photo, try to choose something professional, whether it's maybe a smaller snippet of your logo, or you can use these stock photos. I'm not sure if a personal photo will be something I would put on there. So try to keep it as you know, related to insurance as possible. I just had to mention that I did see somebody add a personal photo, so I was just making sure that everybody knew that this is it's a different type of enrollment site. What we're trying to do here, when our client goes in there, they're able to see whatever you've put in there. So if you send them that link, it's going to show whatever picture you have chosen, and it's going to show them whatever color scheme you have chosen as well. So I'm going to add a 2019 client. You can, so once you're EDE certified, you will get this area right here. You will not have this area on your left side if you're not EDE certified. You will only have search on healthcare.gov. I saw throughout the years, there's a lot of issues with people adding periods, spaces, dashes, all types of things to somebody's last name. So maybe the rightful broker cannot find it, or maybe the other broker cannot find it. This is changing with Health Sherpa, because you no longer will need to have first name and last name to be able to add somebody. So if it's misspelled, if something has been added onto it, you simply would search by Social Security. And in this case, you will search by social and date of birth. And that's going to make it a little easier if there's any issues with that application's last name, first name, or anything like that. It should allow you to find that person and to correct it within your system as well. So in 1 second, let me get this person's information. We're going to do a dummy account. So 1 second. So once you've put in your client's information, obviously it'll be a real account. In this case, let me see if it's going to find them with healthcare.gov being down. So if it cannot find it, it'll allow you to create a new application. I would suggest that if you know that your client is in there for sure, that you go ahead and search by Social Security before you add a brand new account. So let me search. Once I corrected the first name, I'm going to do another search, and here he is. So this is our dummy account. I'm going to add him to clients. I think it's extremely important to add your clients now rather than later, because once renewal comes in, you're going to be very well prepared. You're going to be able to just simply quote them, let them know what it is, review the app, and submit, rather than going through this process in such a short period of time. You remember, you only have 45 days to get this done. So it's really important that you guys get this done early and get everybody in your healthcare, in your Health Sherpa account, so you can send them reminders to renewal. You can send them a lot of different things. So John Doe is a lead rather than a client because he doesn't have an active application, right? So in the application history, if he would have had an application last year, let's say this was a real client, then you'll be able to see when we added the application where it said 2019, you'll be able to see also 2018. And then in this area here, where application history shows, you'll be able to see their 1095A, which is really important for you guys. You'll be able to export that and send that to the client. So once you have your client on here, whether it's a lead or a client, you're able to just click on quotes, and it's going to put whatever information they had on there, and it's going to bring it right over to the quote. That's why I think it's important to also have it on there. You can quote them much easier. So let's say we got to update their income, and now they make 14. Now you can go ahead and see what it would be, right? So in this case, we're looking at 2019 prices, not 2020, which will be completely different, and you're going to have different carriers. So you're going to see health, and then you also see dental. I think it's really important for you guys to get appointed with the Cigna dental plan through us, because you'll be able to sell that so easily through Health Sherpa to all your clients in the exchange. You make extra commission. The plan is on here. It's easier. You don't need a second signature. Nothing extra is needed to be able to sell this dental plan. That's why I think it's so important to be able to recognize what a Cigna plan is, how it works, and get appointed, of course, if you already do know. Okay. You will also have Delta Dental and a few other plans. You can have Humana. So anything that's offered in the exchange, you'll be able to see it on here. I think Cigna is going to be doing very well just because they're paying a separate commission on that Cigna Dental, which will be announced by next week. And you guys will know exactly what you're going to get for this $32. I believe it's up to 15 to 17% commission. Don't hold me on to that because it hasn't been announced yet. That's what they were kind of aiming towards. So once we have that and we're able to send it to you by email, please revise. Make sure you're appointed since now. As you know, we're a top tier agency for Cigna, so you know you're going to get top commissions. So you guys saw how easy it is to quote. You saw how easy it is to create your account. I cannot go through the whole application like I was planning with you guys because healthcare.gov is down. Let me see if through EDE it allows me to at least show you guys what an application would look like if I go ahead and make a change to it, which I believe you should be able to at least make the change. So see here how it says renewal email. Just want to touch base on that. If you had all your clients on there, you're able to send them a renewal email and it's going to come with your information. That's important. So once I resume shopping, let me see if in his case it'll allow me to make that change. So let's say I'm going to choose the Better Balance Care 11 at $17. Let's add this to cart. Start application. So that's going to have, you can either go double redirect. So double redirect is when you have to go through the exchange, put your login information, and go through every single step through healthcare.gov. Now with Health Sherpa being fully integrated with healthcare.gov, you don't have to do that. You simply do every single step on here. And you can even, if you don't feel comfortable because maybe it's something new to you, you can do a double redirect, look for the client, and you realize it's all done instantly. They are fully integrated, and that's really important. So these are the same questions that we are answering in the exchange. And here is the person's information. So Here you have their social, date of birth. So if you want to fix anything, you can go ahead and do that. So maybe we want to add the language. We can put Spanish. We can put English. So if you put Spanish, that means the client's going to get the paperwork in Spanish. If you put it in English, they'll get it in English. Same with every other language on there. It's important to get the paperwork to your client in their most comfortable spoken language so they can read it easier, and it just makes it a little easier on them. All right, so maybe the client has had a change of address or anything. You can go ahead and change it on here. Very simple. So if you guys notice, it looks very similar to what healthcare.gov does, but it has just kind of simplified the application. And a lot of the times we will go through 2, 3, 4 pages to maybe talk about somebody's single income. You don't have to do that anymore. It will be on one page, which makes it a lot easier for you and faster to go ahead and enroll these clients. So we'll keep them with no dependents. Typical questions. We will do a new agent training once the actual plans are up. And once it's 2020, we will do full live enrollments. They're going to be dummy accounts, but because I want to show you guys once it's live how to do this. And I know a lot of you guys will be selling, which is fine, but you still will be able to enter them. And I want to do that maybe day 1 or 2 of open enrollment. Anytime that the prices are out, or at least the window shopping, we'll go ahead and go through that. So we can talk about everything a new agent needs to know to be able to enroll somebody. So maybe all the do's and don'ts as well. Did I skip something? Oh, he doesn't smoke. So we'll leave him with this income because we're 2019. Continue. Does he need any extra help? So I don't know if you guys remember, all these extra help questions were kind of a few pages as well. So we're not going to do any of these. Maybe we can do that he's no longer eligible here, so we can see what the enrollment would look like. So obviously he lost because of Medicaid. Oops. You can review the whole application. If you need to edit anything, you can go back to exactly that point in the application. So maybe I misspelled his first name, or maybe I have his email wrong. I can go ahead and edit on here, and it'll take me back to the beginning. Continue. We're going to do our agreements. Okay, tax filer attestation. If the person doesn't have any tax filing issues, so if they've done their taxes every year, if they don't have a need to reconcile, please leave this alone. This is only really if you have a lot of issues, just because you don't want to have to go ahead and maybe be in a file where it says that you needed to reconcile something, right? And then maybe you don't. So just kind of leave that part alone. Unless the person has a tax issue, or maybe they did need to reconcile something. Okay, so he needs to verify his citizenship by January, income by January, and here is his tax credit. So we're going to download that eligibility letter. You're going to save that. Some of you guys maybe do a file for each client, or maybe all of them in one file. Whatever keeps you the most organized, just make sure you guys keep that secured. I'm not sure if we'll be able to submit because of the healthcare.gov outage issue. Okay, so the final price was a little bit less than what we quoted because remember I changed his income and I did not change it on the application, so he stayed paying his $13 for a balance carry 11. And his effective date is going to be, I believe, it's going to be 12/1. Let's see it on here. Or it might be 11/1 because it was a Medicaid issue. So let's look at our clients and now see how he's a client now. So he's effective 11/1, his net premium, gross premium, when the application was created, if any documents, right? So once I click on him, you're going to see he needs to verify loss of coverage. He needs to verify income and verify citizenship. So this happens for all your clients. So if you guys add all your clients on here and then you're here on your dashboard, you can literally pull a report of anybody with pending documentation. This is going to make it so much easier on you to be able to follow up with every client that has pending documentation rather than searching them one by one in the marketplace, rather than calling them and asking them if they have verified it. You'll be able to see it real time. It is fully linked, fully working and functional with healthcare.gov, and that's something that you want to see. You want to see if the person has submitted their docs or if something else has happened. So let's say you have submitted the docs and there's something secondary happening, you'll be able to see that as well. You can view the application, you can report changes from here, and it'll be the same way. You don't need to go to the exchange to report changes. You can do that through Health Sherpa. You can view the application, and in this case, it's going to ask me to report a change. And all you're doing is viewing it here. And if you want to report a change to maybe his income, you will edit in this area of income so you can continue from there on down and you don't have to do the whole application. See contact information, coverage. If the person has had multiple plans throughout a year, you'll be able to see them on here and you'll see who's canceled, who's active. You'll see his application history and you can add notes. Okay. And you can see all your notes, when you wrote them, if you spoke to the client, if there's a reminder. That's something really important too. If you have a client that's calling you and they had an issue, you want to write down what happened and you want it to be somewhere you can keep up with. So this kind of takes you away from having to have notepads with you. You can log into your Health Sherpa from anywhere, even on your phone. And it's just so easy to be able to handle your clients from here. So I'll be going over questions now. Let's see. Okay, so somebody asked me a question. It says, I already had a Health Sherpa account and added Health Family join code, but I have a blue outside of Health Family, which is okay. We don't do blue. So if you do have a Blue Cross and Blue Shield appointment and you're able to write Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you can write them through Health Sherpa, but please go ask your CGA. I don't want to make decisions for them. So I think it's important for you to reach out to your CGA and say, hey, is it okay for me to write my clients through Health Sherpa? Some of them want you to write it through the Blue Cross portal. So Health Sherpa is going to recognize any carrier and any enrollments that you do, just like the marketplace does. It's the exact same thing. And the carrier is going to not know if it came from Health Sherpa or healthcare.gov because it's an enrollment. All they're going to see is an 834 file with the enrollment. Now, some CGAs do want you to do it through their portal. So I'll go over the agency code in a second. So somebody asked, is that as of right now, as an employee or maybe a partner, can I be logged into Health Sherpa at the same time as maybe my main broker, right? That's something that right now is happening and it's okay to do. You guys have to understand that that's not something we're supposed to do, but it is an option right now and it is working that way. I'm not sure and I cannot guarantee that it will remain working that way throughout the rest of the enrollment period. Is Solstice supposed to show up on the carrier list? Yes, if you click on it, you can show it on there. If you looked on the side where we were picking the carriers, you're able to choose and pick and choose the carriers that you do want to show or don't want to show. And maybe you can do that for the carriers that you're appointed with. So reminder emails to do the enrollment. That's not going to show up and I won't be able to show you exactly how to do that up until we're able to actually send those reminder emails. So once open enrollment is open, that's when you'll be able to do that. I'll show you what I can right now and I'll go back to it and I'll show you. So let's see. So somebody's asking me about help on demand. This is not a help on demand training. We'll go over that another time, or maybe you can shoot us an email or give us a call and we'll talk about that. How do you know if you're EDM certified? So you're going to be certified so long as you pass your questions. So the questions that we did for the credit, I'll let you know. And then, okay, EDE, and then you'll see right away on here, it's not going to say get EDE certified where it says get started. It'll just say get started. Some people are just writing, hi, how are you guys? All right, so how can you erase a duplicate client out of your book? You're going to archive them. Okay. So EDE tool is within Health Sherpa. EDE is part of Health Sherpa. So HFI Direct, we are going to be only double redirect on HFI Direct, and that's what we're bringing on Health Sherpa. I think Health Sherpa is going to be the most efficient portal that you can use. They have so much integration with healthcare.gov that is very important for you guys to be able to use Health Sherpa over HFI Direct. Yeah, I know sometimes we're used to it and it's a little easier to use something we've used in the past. It will still be there, but Health Sherpa is just better for you, better for your client, and easier to work. Hey guys, so I can't talk to you guys about your appointments right now. I'll have all these questions printed and I'll have the team reach out to you. If somebody's asking me if they can use INSX Cloud and Sherpa throughout open enrollment, yes, you can. There's nothing taking you away from using two enrollment portals. I suggest you use Sherpa, but if you're comfortable using any other cloud enrollment system, then go ahead and use it. Once again, I'm going to show the link to the agency, and that's about as far as I can go. Any other questions, please send us an email or give broker support a call. I'm going to jump into a 3 o'clock webinar now for our Spanish brokers. So I will not be available for questions right away through phone calls or emails, but my team will be. So please reach out to them if you have any questions. Let me show you guys once again what that joint code is. And not on there, but maybe it's on the email. So that's 0644. Once again, 0644. Thank you everybody so much for attending. I really do appreciate you guys and everything that you do for Health Family. We're very happy that you work with us and that you've chosen us to be your agency. And I hope you have a great day. Any questions, please don't hesitate to email us. Thank you.